What a crock of shit.
Who is that? Julio! Where are you? Julio? Julio? Who are you?
Who?
Oda? Oh, Julio? Julio?
You can hear me?
Sister, don't you hear him?
I don't believe this. Hey, you.
Julio?
Hey, you. My name is Sam Wheat. Listen, hey, can you hear me? Sam Wheat. Say my name. Say it.
Leave me alone.
Say my name.
Stop
Say it.
it.
Sam Wheat. Say it.
Oh, where are
Say
you
my
going?
name. Sam Wheat. Say it.
Talk to me, Oda Mae. Say something.
Julio, Sam Wheat.
Hi, welcome to the Bencher Movie Club. My name's Charlie.
My name's Ben.
And in this episode we are talking about Ghost from 1990, directed by Jerry Zucker, who also directed First Night, Airplane, Ruthless People. Because of him being connected to comedy, that's why loads of people at first thought, is he right to direct this? Because it was more of a serious film. It was also written by Bruce Joel Rubin, who wrote Brainstorm, Jacob's Ladder, Deep Impact, Time Traveller's Wife. He came up with the idea for the Ditto part because that's what he always used to say to his girlfriend.
What, he made up Ditto?
I don't know if he made it
No,
up.
he wouldn't have made it up, would he?
Well, he might have done.
No. Ditto, no.
You reckon you invented YOLO?
Who? Yodo?
YOLO.
What's YOLO?
YOLO. You only live once.
Wonderful. I didn't even know what it meant, so I thought I admit I'd done it.
Starring Patrick Swayze of Red Dawn, Dirty Dancing, Roadhouse, Point Break, Donnie Darko. Sadly died in 2009 of pancreatic cancer, aged 57.
Is that all he was? Young, isn't he?
But he got a lot packed in.
Yeah, but still, it's a young age, 57. And he suffered with that. Didn't he have that for years? He had cancer for years, I'm sure. He was battling cancer
and
for
years. He was with one woman.
The same
woman throughout his whole life.
Yeah.
And
but that's like, what's her name? Didn't she was battling cancer all her life. Was it Olivia Newton-John?
Yeah.
She was always like, sort of, then she caught breast cancer, then it went, then she caught it again, and it's like she was always battling it for a good few years, like he did.
It's got Demi Moore, who this really launched her career. Before this.
Yeah, what was she in before? I don't think she was in
Wisdom?
anything big. Yeah, they weren't big like this.
No, but she was on the cusp as, say, all the other people.
She was
at
a
that
Brat
time.
Pack, wasn't she? One of the Brat Pack.
I'd put her on par with, say, like Jennifer Jason Leigh, for example. About that time, you think, okay, they've been in films, but they ain't A-list yet. No. This catapulted.
You wouldn't know her name,
no.
Apart from this, but you knew her name from this film.
But after this catapulted her to straight A-list. After that, it was like, oh look, she's with Bruce Willis, and she went on to do G.I. Jane, where she shaved all her hair off. Indecent Proposal.
Yeah,
she was
a good one.
Yeah. Few Good Men, she was in. And as I said previously, she's been
That's the
Wisdom.
Army one, isn't it, with Jack Nicholson?
And she got like a record amount of money for that film Striptease. Because where she was topless or something. They made such, and this is it. That's like the definition of A-lister, where that makes the news. But she made the most of it. And this was arguably the film that done it.
Of course,
And she made I think it's down to her own making. I think what it's come down to, not taken away from her acting or anything else like that, is getting her hair cut for this. Because she had long hair, and then she turned up for filming and she'd cut all her hair short, and the director went mad. He was like, what's she doing? She's like a boy's haircut. Yeah. But they went with it and it became famous. That's really what catapulted her.
I know,
no
when
other
you see
woman.
it on screen, he goes, it looked fantastic, whereas she auditioned for the part when she had long hair.
And got the part with long hair. So
she's walked in like that and he's gone like, what you done?
But it's a bold move for her. But I think if she hadn't done that, I don't think she would have been as big as what she was. I know that sounds weird, but it set her apart from everyone else because they go, Demi Moore, she's the one with the short haircut in Ghost.
That's like Twiggy.
Yeah.
Twiggy, same thing with Twiggy. Twiggy had long hair, Twiggy had all her hair cut off, and then look how famous she became.
It's got Tony Goldwyn is in this. He's from The Last Samurai, Pelican Brief, and he's Roger in Frasier.
Roger?
No, Rosley's boyfriend, the dustman.
Oh, okay.
That's the villain in this, his best mate. Did you never know it?
That ain't him.
That is him. I know. It's as soon as I see
the
him.
nice fella from the nice fella from Frasier.
The guy she dates, and you see him.
He's a dustman.
And it was like, "Where's Roger?" That's him at Ghost.
Oh right, okay.
He
doesn't look nothing like him.
He does. As soon as I saw him, I went, "Oh, it's him at Ghost." It's got Rick Aviles, who's in Waterworld, Carlito's Way, The Cannonball Run. He's Willie Lopez in this, the guy who obviously kills Sam. He sadly died in 1995. He's aged 42.
So 5 years after this.
Yeah, age-related pulmonary embolism. So he had AIDS and he had like an embolism go to his brain.
So 5 years later.
Yeah. You got Vincent Schiavelli, who was in Batman Returns, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Tomorrow Never Dies. He's the train ghost.
Yes.
Get off my train!
You know, he was married in real life, and he's got a kid with, but he's dead now as well, I think. Out of Moonlighting. No, Moonlighting had Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd.
He was with Sybil Shepherd?
No. Do you remember she had the secretary, Mr. Pesto?
No. I never watched it.
No, but they're similar looking. She was in an episode of... Oh, you didn't watch Cheers, did you?
But, you know, in fairness, how the bloke looks, especially like in Ghost, his long face and his hair, you know, he's not traditionally attractive, and yet he got Sybil Shepherd.
No, he wasn't with Sybil Shepherd. He's with, what's her name? Mr. Pesto. Alice Beasley?
Oh, Mr. Pesto.
No, she was her little secretary who kept rhyming all the time.
I don't know.
You never watched Moonlighting?
I remember the film with him hanging off the ladder. Used to make us watch it. Just that one clip. Look at him.
That's the very first one.
Yeah.
That was her. Watch her hanging off the ladder. It was Maddie.
He sadly died in 2005, lung cancer, aged 57. You've also got Whoopi Goldberg, who was in The Colour Purple, and she, after this, where she got she won the Best Supporting Actress at the 1991 Oscars for this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And after that, then she went on to do like Sister Act. Yeah.
And this catapulted her into, like, you wouldn't have known her name until this. So why did you pick this film then?
I really like this film. I always, for a romantic film, not like a romantic comedy, but just like a romantic film where you're not sort of going, oh no, he's going to be late for the church or something like that. Something that really ropes you in. You really believe that they're a couple, you know, and how it all sort of pans out. I think the pacing of it's brilliant. It introduces the characters, even his friend Carl, who when they get in the lift, he's like joking about it as if he's got a disease, and he seems like such a nice person.
Yeah, yeah.
It's actually a really small cast. You got Sam Wheat. See, the names in it are very memorable names as well. You know, so you got Sam Wheat.
Molly Jensen, is it?
Yeah. Oda Mae Brown.
Yeah.
Carl, I can't remember his surname, but I know
Lagerfeld.
Carl. But Willie Lopez, and it's so concise.
Because I think it's such a small cast.
And what I like as well, it does so yeah.
And each member of the cast is an important member of the cast.
Yeah, and with each character, so you see him and Molly together, and then they don't go over the top with other romantic comedies. Don't have all this stupid stuff. It's such a genuine sort of a loving relationship. They have fun, but it's a personal joke between them all the time. We're just watching them, so it's not like we're part. Oh yeah, I've laughed at things like that. Yeah. It's them, their own little world, their own little sort of superstitions and stuff like that, and their little private conversations about. You don't say you love me, you just want to say ditto, and you know, it's like real life relationship. So then when he's taken away, and it gets you the first couple of times, it does trick you how he dies. Spoiler alert, he dies in it.
Maybe you should do spoiler alert before you tell him that he dies.
Well, it's called Ghost. It ain't called Sam Wheat.
Yeah. Okay.
The guy who doesn't die.
Yeah.
So like when he dies, the way they do it, it was a gunshot, wasn't it? Willie Lopez shoots him, and then you see Willie Lopez run off and him run off. Now all the films that have been released up to that point, he's going to turn around and see his wife dead, and that's what you think you're going to see. You turn around and see her cradling him.
Yeah. He's seeing himself.
Because you know, it's the way they do it so well. Is you never know when you're going to die.
No.
And it doesn't hint towards it. I'm going to die. No. You know, it's got some of the Shakespearean
and they've
references.
got a fantastic life. They've just moved into their apartment. Yeah. They're in love.
They don't go that sort of I love you. We're going to have wedding kids. They're actually having a little mini argument.
Yeah.
Aren't they? They're having this tiny little sort of disagreement, and then he dies. Yeah. So it's not enough for her to feel that guilty. But it weren't exactly a nice
normal
last
life.
conversation.
Just normal life sort of stuff. Yeah.
Sam Wheat trying to come to terms with this world, meets a couple of other ghosts in dramatic ways and scary ways and surprising ways.
Because it is scary when you just suddenly sort of pass over and then all of a sudden you're
There's one guy on the train starts staring at you, comes over and pushes you. You go, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Some guy's just shouting, get off my train. And coming to terms with all that, and then coming across Oda Mae, which for him would have been like, oh, this is a little bit like, look at this con artist.
Yeah. And she was, up until that point.
And I think it's shown so well, with little hints, like he's saying things, and you can see her looking, thinking, who said that? Was that you who said that? And when he realises, and she says, Sam, wait, it's like, yes, that's it, that's his way.
And she does add that comedy that you need in that film, because it is such a sort of sad, dark story. She's that light relief that you need. She's perfect for the role.
Yeah.
Like, you can understand why Patrick Swayze championed for her to be in the role. Yeah, he said that she's going to add that light relief that you need for the film, because the casting was going more in the direction for Roseanne Barr.
Really?
Yeah. Roseanne Barr was basically, that was the area they was going to make her.
So was they going to go for Roseanne?
Yeah. Yeah. She probably would have been alright, because she's quite... She would have made her look like she was like a fortune teller kind of thing. And she would have been right, but I think definitely the best choice was Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
But it's really well cast, and she's fantastic, Whoopi Goldberg. I think they're perfect casting. All of them perfect cast.
And you know what? I think Jerry Zucker does a fantastic job on this. This is probably his best artistic sort of work. And there's like a shot, for example, you know, when they're moving the stuff in, and you got that shot where it's a mirror. And as it pulls away, you're like, oh, that got me again. Yeah. It tricked me, because you think you're looking at them, and it's just as the mirror moves. Yeah. Which is...
And then the whole place is decorated.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just in the middle, just basically, so it's like months later. Yeah. And he's moving the mirror to...
Yeah. And I think that's really clever of him, at Jerry Zucker. So it's sort of... It's not just like a trick shot where people go, oh, that was tricky, how you done that. It's actually making you feel uncomfortable slightly in the background. So you've got all these gothic things, you've got that big angel thing she wants... So it's not like comfy. It's not like a roaring fire and stuff.
It's almost modern. It's like it's arty though, isn't it? She's an artist,
but it's sort of like it's not willing to be comfortable yet. And so you got this space.
Yeah.
Do you know the dark shadows? And that's another element I love of it. I like that it sort of shows you what it believes the afterlife is going to be. If you're good, you go up. If you're bad, you got coming after you. Those noises was actually baby cries slowed down and played backwards.
Okay. Really? It sounds like animals.
Well, that's why it's weird.
It sounded like animals,
because it's not. If you listen to it again, it is literally, they got a baby crying, slowed it down, and then played it backwards.
Yeah, because it don't sound right, does it?
No. So, the story of Ghost is Sam and Molly are a young couple who move into this apartment with help from his best friend Carl. They work together at the bank, and they do like big profit margins and stuff like that. And it gives you these hints, which at first it plays it really well, like you don't know it's part of the story, where it's just boring office stuff. Oh, I've got to go into this meeting. I can need your number. Okay, quick, take it down. It does it. So rather than, it's what I like about how he's done that, is other lesser filmmakers would have then cut into his friend's face, like, like doing eyebrows, like rubbing his lip, like, I want, and you think, oh, he's a villain. What he does instead is just like,
you don't notice.
Oh, look, just give me your number. And he says it like, he's not like, sneering afterwards. Yeah. It's just honestly you think, oh no, he's a friend. You can see the trust is there. Listen, just clock me in, will you? Yeah, I'll go clock you in. Don't worry about it. And then afterwards, so then when it turns out it's him, when Sam finds out it's him, that's another good thing I like about it.
That's him, because what is it responsible for his...
Right, so he finds out about Willie Lopez.
And you've just gone completely...
Okay, alright, so
story.
Alright, I'm doing the story. So Molly and Sam go out for the night, and they go to the theatre, don't they? And then when they're sound like Elvis, when they go through the dark alley, because obviously Carl knows where they're going, so he's tipped off Willie Lopez, who's hired to. All he wants was the book. He didn't want him to kill Sam. Yeah. Which I think is important as well, because
how do you know he's got the book on him that night then?
Because he knows it's his book that he keeps on him. He said, "What are you and Molly doing tonight?" And he goes, "Oh, we've got tickets to the Bohème or something like that." And he goes, you want to come? No, I'll leave you to it. Yeah. Now, he knows where they live. He knows where the train station is. He knows what time the theatre finishes. He'll phone up. What time does it finish? Okay. Willie Lopez, they're going to walk up this alley. That's when I want you to mug them. all you need is take that bank book off him because I need that code. That's all you're supposed to do. And obviously he shoots him. So you can believe that Carl is genuinely guilt-ridden as well. So I think he's really good in it, Tony Goldwyn, because he's convincing as a friendly person, and then when he's sort of losing it a bit, and the way he's trying it on with Molly, you know, after Sam dies. So Sam gets killed. He's coming to terms with being a ghost. He comes across a Oda Mae Brown, who's a psychic or a fake psychic, and he's the first ghost she actually starts to hear.
Yeah.
So, which is another, as I said, great scene where he makes her say Sam we, and it's like, yes. So you realise things all the way through the film the same time as he does, which I think is important for storytelling. He then finds out when Molly, convinces Oda Mae to tell Molly. Molly then relays it to Carl, and Carl goes, listen, you're going crazy, I'll go check it out. So Sam's thinking, yes, my friend's going to go check it out. He's not going to take no nonsense, he'll sense something's up. So you see when Sam's standing right behind him, and as soon as the door opens and he walks in saying to Willie, what the hell are you playing at? And Sam realises his best friend has betrayed him. That's very Shakespearean.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's one, and you can see the devastation on his face. It's like...
Well, it's his best friend, isn't it?
So, that's great.
And his life is ended now because of him, because of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, when he's swinging for him,
and
he's going, I had a life. It is, like, genuinely unsettling.
Yeah.
Because you'd be watching it thinking, oh, God, what if that happened to me?
Yeah.
Who do I trust?
Trusted.
Yeah. So much you trust them, you know, implicitly.
Yeah.
He's there when you're moving in.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing this stuff? And, like, always there to help you. Help smash down the wall at the very beginning. He finds out why Carl is doing this. He's in debt to these people. He's going to make loads of money.
And he's embezzled $4 million, and it's on the private accounts that no one knows about.
But Sam, this is where their friendship undoes that Carl, because Sam knows him so well, and because he literally does the same job, so he knows what he's playing at, and he knows how to get a one-upmanship. So it's a good little chess move where he goes, right. Again, a lesser film would say, go to the cops and tell them what's happened. But instead he goes, no, I know where to hit where it hurts. And it goes intricately, right? You've got to set up an account as...
Rita Miller.
See, it's memorable names all the way through it. It's really good names in the film, actually. You've got to open the check-in account, go upstairs. And it's so intricate and so, like, rather than like a film that doesn't know anything about banking, it's believable. Because you think, oh, she starts signing the wrong name. No, oh, God. Great little comedic moment. So then he
closes the account.
Closes the account, is teasing Carl because, you know, just winding him up. Then that sort of backfires.
That's good. I love that bit when he's trying to find the money, and he's proper stressing out. And you think, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Greed.
But then it leads to another great moment when he goes to see Molly, and he's saying like, oh, well, something's happened. And she goes, is this something to do with that Oda Mae?
Yeah.
Going to the bank today?
Yeah. And then she says the name. She goes, her name ain't even Oda Mae.
And you see Sam's face go, oh, God.
Yeah.
Molly, don't say that.
Yeah.
So again, his reaction is our reaction. We're like, oh, you silly woman. What'd you say that for? He's going to go kill her now.
Yeah.
Which obviously has to happen for the film to progress. So then Sam helps her escape from Willie and Carl. He's sort of jabbing Willie.
Yeah, gets a beat. Oh, he dies, doesn't he? Yeah.
He's smacking his Willie about. He smacks Willie about, and then Willie gets killed by a bus. What's his name? He gets killed by a bus, and then he turns into the ghost. And that's actually the first time you see the Dark Spirit ghost. Yeah. So it's actually quite late, but they're so iconic.
You only see them twice, didn't you?
Yeah. So they pull him away, and you think, that's a really horrible way to go. So it teaches you a lesson. It's a very spiritual film. It's saying, be good, and you get the nice, happy float off.
Yeah, right before the bastards that are fucking this world up, get them horrible demons, drag them off.
Yeah. But we'll talk about the good one from Sam's point of view in a sec. So then Carl then goes to the flat and the apartment where it's got a really weird scene. It's the only scene which is a bit odd, where she lets Whoopi Goldberg lets Sam possess her, and then starts sort of touching like Molly and everything.
In the original script, right? In the original script, they had Sam enter Oda Mae's body and make love to Molly, and some producers only wanted to make the film because of that scene. So, like, how would she have made love
And no offence to Whoopi Goldberg, but she's not the most attractive person. That's probably in their mind. They were thinking like a young, attractive woman. You know, two sexy women making out. And they think, oh, like Fatal Attraction type thing. And it would have ruined the film because it's such a sweet... It's a film you can happily watch with your kids. Yeah. You know?
With your kids.
You don't have to have like gratuitous stuff just to sort of titillate things. This film doesn't rely on it. It hasn't got over the top gore. And there's a couple of moments like with the glass goes through him. And I think, that does make you jump.
Look, I know in that scene it is like you in your brain you're going, oh, that's her and Whoopi Goldberg, but you know it's not. You're looking at it as though it's her and him, and they're not sort of grabbing each other up or kissing or anything. So it's just gentle touch and holding and that kind of thing. So that's what you see it as, and you only see it as him. Even though when you think of it, it is him and Whoopi Goldberg. So that's why for them to have sex would have been really weird. It's like...
Yeah, this is what's actually happened.
Yeah.
You know, but...
I mean...
Originally...
she's not suddenly going to pop up with a strap on, is she? Like, how would they have done that?
No.
He's going to go and he's going to go, there's nothing there to...
Ghost.
No, that's what I'm saying. You ain't going to go, what can I use? It's going to break the mood, isn't it, halfway through?
What I'm saying is when the first edit apparently was hilarious. People were just laughing because they had more of Whoopi Goldberg with her. So it's probably cut in between the two. And people have been peeing themselves laughing like it was Naked Gun. And Jerry Zucker was like, that's not what I wanted from that scene. No. So he cut it heavily so that it was, you only see Whoopi's hand, and then after that it's always Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
So then Carl comes banging on the door. They run up the fire escape. He's a little bit weak from possessing Whoopi. So they go up, climbing up into that top another apartment, which would be a great apartment, and I bet you could get it cheap now that someone's died in it as well. Carl's chasing them. Sam comes to the rescue, and Carl, it's very important. Sam never actually kills either of them.
No.
He scares them to the point that they do something harsh and they kill themselves. I think that's important because if he'd actually killed them, then
it's nothing to do with their deaths.
No. Well, he
chases Willie.
He's chasing them.
He doesn't. Yeah, but he doesn't actually. He's not involved, and he doesn't actually kill them.
He's not responsible enough. You know, it's their own sort of panicky state and hubris that they just run out into the road or chucking that thing desperately through the air as if that's going to hurt Sam. Yeah. And then the glass falling down through his chest. Yeah. And seeing their reaction and him getting pulled away by the shadow ghosts.
And when he sees Sam, it's like sort of like
you can see he's actually genuinely happy. Yeah. He's like
he's the look he's given. It's like oh hello, like sort of trying to.
I don't see that.
No, I don't. I see it as him looking as though. Maybe you don't know. You don't know that I'm a snidey bastard.
No, I don't think that.
Hello, all right, Sam, I don't realise it's my fault that you're dead.
I think when I first saw it, I thought a little bit like that. But every time I've watched it in recent history, how I see it, because again, he did genuinely like Sam. Yeah, he was a crook.
Yeah, but Ben,
listen, him to me.
I know, but a minute before, he's saying, I'll kill her if he knows that Sam's a ghost, and he's going, I'll kill her.
So he knows he's real. But what I'm saying is, please just listen to me, right? You're best mates with someone, yeah? Mm-hmm. That person dies because it's your fault. Mm. Now, you're really gutted that they died. You think, well, I'm never going to see them again. Even if you're getting haunted by a ghost, something's happened to you. All of a sudden, oh my God, it's you. You was dead. He's been stricken with grief. He has been. He don't say it. I'm not justifying it, but he's been stricken with... What I'm saying, see it from this point of view, that when he sees Sam, he's like, Sam? Like, for a second, he's just happy to see his friend. And then it's like he realises what happens. I think...
I don't see it that way, though, but I know what you're saying.
I'm going to put that clip in it, because I believe it is him.
I don't see it that way. I look at him as though he's trying to sort of... because he's just been telling Sam, I'm going to kill her, Sam. So he's sort of... He knows Sam's real. And he knows that Sam knows what he's done, and he's sort of trying to maybe just bluff it that little bit as though, oh, hello, like, what are you doing here, sort of thing, and then turns around and sees his body all dead, and he's looking going, why? Like, why did you do this, sort of thing? Anyway, Tom Cruise and Harrison Ford both turned down the role of playing Sam Wheat.
Yeah, and you know who else? Mm-hmm. It was turned down by Kevin Bacon, Alec Baldwin, Nicolas Cage, so all these people turned it down.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner, Johnny Depp, David Duchovny, Mel Gibson, Tom Hanks, Paul Hogan, Crocodile Dundee. I like Paul Hogan, but for Ghost,
No.
Ghost of a Crocodile. Kevin Kline, who was big at the time, off the back of Fish Called Wonder. Dennis Quaid, Mickey Rourke, John Travolta, Bruce Willis.
But they all turned that down.
They turned out, and Bruce Willis and his wife was in it. Or I don't know if they were married.
Anyway, women that was also considered for this role were Julia Roberts, Kim Basinger, Gina Davis, Helen Hunt, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Andy McDowell, Madonna, Michelle Pfeiffer, Molly Ringwald, Meg Ryan, Mary Steenburgen, Kathleen Turner, and Deborah Winger. So basically everyone that was popular at the time.
Yeah, and this is the thing, it was surprising, all those ones turning down. Patrick Swayze really wanted the part. He pursued it hell for leather. He really wanted it, and because he's quite a spiritual person as well. I think he's very religious, and he see the spiritual side of it, and he really got him on board with it. And he was
he done it fantastically.
It's definitely the work that he's most proud of.
He had to fight for it.
And and Jerry Zucker actually said, "What the Dirty Dancing guy? No, he's not going to be in my film." And he's so good that they gave him a chance of that because he's really good in it. I think it's the best best performance he'd ever done, Patrick Swayze.
Because it's such a personal thing for people, isn't it? You know, everyone's lost someone, and I think like when you watch it, like this time round. I mean, there's times I've seen it so many times. It's been a while since I last see it. And this time it made me cry again, because you look and you start looking and you think, oh, like, I wonder if it's like that for people with both, like, we've lost Dad, we've lost we've lost all our grandparents, we've lost Auntie Maxine, we've lost a lot of people in our life, That's one of the things that you realise when you're getting older, and you think, I hope it was peaceful for them when they go over, and I hope it is something nice, and it is like this magical, like feeling of like euphoria and
I also like when that old guy, the husband who's waiting for his wife. Yeah, it's like
waiting for their loved one, because that's another thing you want to think. You like to think that when someone does pass over, that you're going to be met by your parents and stuff like that. You'd want to be, and then also your extended family and grandparents. That's what That's what I like to think anyway, and that's what I believe. So
the pot they was doing wasn't actually supposed to fall apart. No, in a bit when it falls apart.
I thought it was good that it falls apart.
I know, but that's why they kept it in, because they thought, he's sort of like, oh, oops. And you could see the annoyance in her face. It was actually real, because she was like, oh, for God's sake, I was getting this so good. Well, and they went with it, and they thought, actually, that's really good. And I think, it shows their good chemistry in it. Yeah. Tony Goldwyn, of course, who plays Carl, he said that a waitress once refused to serve him, and she was giving him death stares, and she kept walking past the table. And he's thinking, why is she like that? And then after a while, she's come up to him and gone, sorry, are you an actor? And he said, yeah, I was in Ghost. She went, oh my God, that's where I know you from. She goes, I knew your face and I knew that I hated you, but I couldn't think why.
Who's that?
Just a waitress.
Which guy?
The bully, Carl.
Oh, him.
Yeah. So he's going out to like a restaurant in Hollywood, and this woman's the waitress just won't serve him. It's like, and so she's thinking
like an ex-boyfriend or something, or someone she hates,
or like someone who dumped one of her mates or something. Yeah. Oh, I don't like him. Someone told me not to trust him.
Yeah, you'd recognise his face as well, because a film like that, like you'd know, like say someone in a massive film, you'd know the face of someone in it that you don't like, and I suppose it's quite mad that you would.
But she apologised as soon as she realised. She goes, I'm so sorry. She goes, I was blanking you, and I really hated you, and I couldn't think why. I'm so sorry.
Oprah Winfrey and Tina Turner were up for the part of Oda Mae. I think still Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, it was the right time for her. She was perfect at that time. It was just as she was.
And she had that right amount of comedy.
Yeah.
I don't think the other two would have pulled the comedy side off as much as she did. So in her first role, Sandra Rubin playing a nun was iconic, because she never went out in public without her makeup on. She's the real-life mother of Bruce Joel Rubin and was given a cameo in the film.
Demi Moore can cry out of any eye she wants at any.
Other people can do that, can't they?
Yeah, but that's why you see they do it a lot. She does it quite a few times. It's all of a sudden, and she literally would say to him, "Left or right eye? What do you want?" And they used to sort of go, "All right, we'll do right and then left." Okay, and she doesn't. She does to make one eye
without.
Yeah.
Shot and tear stick.
No, to make one cry and then the other. Listen, just because you can't cry out one eye.
Yeah, but I'm an actress, am I? And this was also Paramount's most rented VHS cassette of all time in the UK, New Zealand and Australia.
Wow. It was the highest grossing movie of 1990 calendar year. By which I mean any film that was released in 1990, this was making the most amount of money at the end. I mention that because right at the end of 1990, Home Alone got released. Like, it hadn't
What
made...
about Pretty Woman? That was 1990 as well.
This was the biggest box office success of 1990 for the calendar year. But Home Alone did come out 2 weeks before the end of the calendar year, by which point it hadn't made that much yet. But Home Alone in total made a lot more because it went right through to the next year. People were watching Home Alone close to Easter.
Yeah.
You know, it's still in the cinema. That's how big Home Alone was. But if you don't count that, this was the most successful film.
Yeah, you can't go into the next year, otherwise then there will be no cut-off point.
Point, yeah.
Oda Mae dies in early drafts of the script. She gets killed by other bad guys and then possesses her own mangled corpse to attack them. Hearing all these other scenes that should have been in it, and I'm so glad it was just the way it was, because it's perfect the way it is.
This is why films need influence from other people. You can't just let one director do whatever he wants, or one writer, or one producer.
No.
It's a collaborative thing. You need someone in the room to go, no, that's a stupid idea, we're not doing it.
Eddie Murphy was upset with his agent after finding out that he turned down the role with Sam Wheat without telling him.
So another one considered, Eddie Murphy. But I think it was perfect for Patrick Swayze. You know, he's a great, fantastic human, a great actor. He isn't one of the best at the time. You know, he wasn't like multifaceted, like a Gary Oldman type person.
Yeah.
You know, but it was the right amount for that film because you wanted a romantic lead who was more like the traditional Hollywood. You know, clean cut. His hair all sort of swirl and it's that billowing shirt he wears all the way through the film because obviously that's what he died in. Which I think is another nice little touch.
Carl Brunner is Carl Brunner is named after Rubin's teacher, who never let him put on the plays he wanted. He hated her, so he named the bad guy after her.
You know, the VHS of this was actually grey. The cassette. No, it's normally black.
Oh, I would have had it grey then. I would have had that.
Yeah.
I think I would have bought this.
Yeah.
I always used to buy these when they used to come out.
Especially,
I think I might remember it might have been grey or something.
Because the actual case was grey. They only done that every so often for certain films, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, there's very few.
I wish I still had a lot of my VHSs. I bet they'd be worth money, some of them now, because I had unusual cases with some of mine.
Like the Jurassic Park one's the one that always stands out because it was like in Fossil, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
I think the music in this is fantastic as well. I love the score to this by Maurice Jarre, and he was nominated for this. He also done score for Enemy Mine, Jacob's Ladder, Dead Poet Society, Fatal Attraction, and Eyes Without a Face, which is the film that influenced Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Paramount was surprised of the success, thinking it would make about 140 million at the max, and ended up taking over $500 million. In the original script, Molly was meant to be a sculptor with like hammers and chisels on granite and all that, but they said it was too harsh, so they changed it to pottery, which is softer. I like the pottery thing of it.
Sensual as well, because you got that famous scene, and that scene, funny enough, was parodied a year later by his brother David Zucker for Naked Gun 2.5.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a scene in that where Leslie Nielsen and was it Priscilla Presley are about to make love, and it's shot as if like Ghost. Right. And when it pans down to his chest, it's got like this big muscly body, which is obviously a body double for him.
In 2015, the spacious Soho loft in Princes Street was listed for 10 million.
Wow. I could see that though. Because
that's beautiful size and beautiful apartment. One
is the size, it's a beautiful apartment. It is. Two, where it is. Three, it was the apartment from Ghost.
It's a free bed as well.
It's iconic film.
It's a free bedroom as well.
Because I think Ghost will be as held in esteem like how something like Breakfast at Tiffany's is. You know, something very much of its era. It's like when I was watching Breakfast at Tiffany's, I thought, this is so of its time. Yeah. The fashion, the cars, everything about it is New York at that one particular snapshot in time, and it becomes iconic. got this poster from like 50 years later, people getting posters for it. I think Ghost will be the same. But for the 90s, for 1990, people go, look at that apartment, look how he's dressed, the hair, everything. It's a snapshot of that one moment in time.
I know what you mean. I think that would also add to the price because of where the property it was. But I don't think that would. I think the prices of them all would roughly be the same. I don't think that is going to be like millions more because it was the property from Ghost. I think that if you look where that is probably the average price. That's a 3-bed place, you know, and that's so you can imagine where that is. That probably is like 10 million, and it's massive. It's a big size, you know.
Yeah, no, but I just think it obviously it's going to help. Because you have like the rich,
of course it will.
Rich person who's going to buy a place. Like imagine if you was a multi-millionaire, you could afford a place like that. Then you're telling me you'd be happy with the apartment upstairs where you could pay an extra 5 million. Say like the apartment upstairs.
I don't think it'll be that much. It might be a little bit more, but I don't think it will be.
I'm just saying hypothetically, if you was a multi-millionaire, you go, I'm going to pay the extra 5 million. I want the ghost. I want the ghost apartment.
Yeah, you would do. But I think with places like that, I think that they're just. I think they just go on basically the property because the property is big enough as it is, expensive enough as it is, and it's just a bonus. Oh, this film was shot here. I think, you know, a lot of people with that kind of money don't care that Ghost was filmed there. They just think, I want this property. I like this apartment.
I know, but don't you think, for example, final example, say you had the flat in Notting Hill, but you had the flat next, or someone else had the flat next door. What's the price difference between them two flats? Probably exact same layout. Yeah. You know the one from Notting Hill is the one that people want. That's their photos outside. That's the one.
Yeah, but they get on your nerves. People stand outside your door all the time having pictures taken. You go, fuck off.
Yeah, but you get that if you're the neighbour. Like, fucking, can you do something about it? Well, I can't help it. My house is famous.
Bruce Joel Rubin had to fight to get the film made. He started pitching it to the studios in 1984.
Now, of course, it's well known for a famous song.
Unchained Melody.
No, I'm Emily Fire, Emily Fire.
Yeah.
By
Patrick Swayze.
he sings it, but he's not. Hermit's Hermit. I think.
Well, anyway, yeah, go on.
Anyway, and it was actually sort of rated as one of the most annoying songs of the 60s or 70s. Anyway, there's a little line in that song where he says, "She wouldn't take a Willie or a Sam." So Willie is the one who kills Sam.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a little tiny little Easter egg.
I reckon that was just a
coincidence,
I think. On IMDb, it got 7.1 out of 10.
Okay,
yeah, that's not bad.
That's fine.
Rotten Tomatoes, it was 75% by the critics and 80% by the audience, which I would have thought would have been more. The budget of this film was 23 million.
Yeah.
And it made 505.7 million in the box office. That's amazing.
Yeah, so, and it deserves it. I think it deserves it. I like that the film was huge at the time.
I love this film, and it's it hasn't lost its sparkle. No. I mean, I watched it yesterday to doing this podcast, and I wasn't sitting there going, oh, but I actually loved it, and it made me cry again. And it hasn't made me cry for years. But that's the same with other films. I mean, I could watch a film sort of like 10 times, 20 times, whatever, and not cry. I could cry at one point, and I think, I ain't going to cry at that again. All of a sudden, I watch it, and I'm fucking sobbing. And it's obviously maybe certain things in your life at that moment in time that you...
I think you become more in touch with emotion the older you get. I think you become more empathetic towards things. Like, I remember Annie. I was watching Annie, and the last time I watched Annie...
Did you cry at Annie?
Yeah. There's a part in Annie that made me cry, and I thought, God, where'd that come from?
Well, when she finds the dog.
Yeah, bloody dog, I don't know. When there's and this is obviously relatable to me, being a father.
Yeah.
When Tim Curry and Bernadette Peters come and get Annie, and they're leaving, and you got Daddy Warbucks looking down.
Yeah, and she's being taken.
But what he sings, I can't sing it because it'll make me cry. But he goes.
Oh, I know. Yeah, bet you.
I know.
It's easy to tell.
No. But then there's the last bit where he goes, and I know I'll forget
how much she meant to me. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God! You like that break out of that throwdown?
No.
Right.
But you got to finish right. I know. I'm just going to put that clip in because I can't say it. I'm going to put that clip in. But it means more to me now.
Yeah,
previous times I watched it, I just thought, oh, it's a little reprise of that bit. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's upset, not caring. Now I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. nice, I suppose. Yeah, as you get older, because you've got more empathy for things and you see more and stuff. When you're young, you don't care about nothing.
No. This is why young people go, oh, look at this death. Look at this. They trade things on phones. You go, hey, that's someone's son. Yeah. That's someone's daughter.
I don't like all that sort of shit.
And I think it's the older you get, the more you realise how precious life is.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Right. Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, good film, good choice.
So, what are you going to pick for next week?
Right, next week I'm going to go for a comedy. So I'm going to go for the 80s, I think. Overboard with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell.
Yeah, which you mentioned in
the podcast.
10. Yeah. I've never seen it.
Top 10 rom-coms, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen it. So I look forward. I want to see it because I like Kurt Russell and I like Goldie Hawn. So I look forward to it.
All right. See you next week. Thanks for listening, and sorry for Charlie crying.
I love you, Molly. I've always loved you.
Ditto.